For the in-person aspect, it all kind of starts with meeting people. And this is like a big thing I've been focusing on the past few weeks because a lot of people are just too shy to meet people. And I'm just like, you want to run a business, you want to get into real estate, but you're too shy to even say hi. Like, kind of want to solve that first.
Right. To solve the communication.
Yeah, exactly. You got to solve the communication issues first. So again, I learned this from like the dating side, which is kind of funny, but it's the same process where it's like first is really you got to be able to open, like say hi and just get the conversation going. With this, especially when I work a lot, not that this is difficult, but I have processes to warm myself up for this. I'm not above warming up, getting into a social mood, especially because a lot of my days, like I'm just on a laptop the whole day. Like if I have a whole week where I do no sales calls and no money partnering calls or meetings, where I actually haven't talked to someone for like 4 days, like it's gonna be a little difficult for me to say hi. Like I'm naturally introverted, but we have systems to help warm us up. So 6 little steps that I've learned. This is something I've learned in Miami there. Six. So first one is talk to everyone. So if you ever go out, you're just speaking to whoever. You're just getting out of your head, saying whatever, and you're just talking to everyone. This gets you in a social mood. Then it's limit time in between interactions. Well, that's for my coach Owen there. But I talk to someone, then instead of me waiting like 30 minutes to talk to another person, just talk to the next person. Right. Third one is don't judge yourself. I just put don't judge just because, judging other people doesn't help you either. It just puts you more in your head. With this, it is attached to a certain fatigue. Like there's this thing called judgment fatigue where we actually tire ourselves out because we're judging ourselves the whole time. We're judging other people the whole time. I go out sober at this point, right? Like I don't really drink or anything. I'll take a drink every now and then if I'm not getting like plastered. But before, I would find myself being tired at the end of the night. Now I'm tired maybe like 11:30 because I'm like usually asleep by then. But if I focus on this and just having a good time, I'm more energized at the end of the night. It's actually hard for me to fall asleep, especially when I've been talk to a lot of people.
Very hard thing for people to do.
Yeah, yeah. This one's
we actually judge everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like natural. It's like, oh, do I want to go outside today?
Yeah.
Do I like this?
Yeah. Do I like this? Do I like that? Oh, I don't like
to be
this.
able to- and most of the time, we talk to everyone has a lot to do with confidence and
Right.
self-image.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
if you don't know what you're talking about, then now you're hurting your image, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, exactly. So talk about how we help with that real quick. But the not judging, like if you get past that, you don't tire yourself out. Like you're more energized as you go, right? Next one is find something funny after each interaction. I always say, like, my coach would say, every time you talk to someone, you say 1,000 out of 10. Because who has the balls to do that? And then you're just brainwashing yourself to know that, hey, you get a dopamine hit by just following the process as opposed to the actual result.
It's also good reset.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good reset. Gives you stories too. Fifth is short in the beginning of the night, long at the end of the night, or the event. Like you'll see me do this in like actual networking events, like at the Alliance event. Beginning the first half of the night, I'm just saying hi to everyone. Just quick, hey, how's it going? Hey, nice seeing you. High fives here. Just talk to everyone. Near the end of the night, then I know, okay, what are my goals? Am I trying to find people that are actually interested in students? Am I connecting them with the other coaches? Do I know people like that guy has capital? This guy needs capital. Do I connect them? And later on in half the night, that's where I'm being more focused and more intentional. Because at first, I'm just trying to warm up. Like I'm just trying to get to a social state where, again, I'm not judging myself. I'm not thinking about necessarily what I'm saying, and I'm getting into that social mood. Finally, at the end is push further. So like example, yesterday we had a mentee come out with us, and then we're just getting him at first. So it was just like, hey, just talk to people. And at first, it was just like, beginning just quick high fives, choosing people. It's like, hey, go have a longer conversation, 30 seconds. Near the end of the night, it was just like, hey, you're stuck with one person and you're just staying with them the whole time. Right? This is the kind of system I use to warm up. It helps with this. Now, this is literally just the basics. Like, and the only reason I'm kind of covering this and showing this part of the real estate side is because I see a lot of people actually struggle with this. Like they just have a hard time communicating, right? And I can teach you all of this, but if your communication skills aren't the best, like how are you going to make contact online? How are you actually going to meet people in person? How are you going to have the confidence to be like, oh, cool, it was awesome meeting you. Let's exchange Instagrams real quick.
You just have to go do it.
Yeah, exactly. Just have to go do it. Yeah. These are just like training wheels for people, right? Not all of my students need this, but it's what I've been finding with people that want to do real estate and they have that fear and doubt that they don't want to do it. I'm just like, hey, why is it? Like this guy has the money, he's smart, he's intelligent. I know he has a work ethic, like what's going on? And then after they jump on a Zoom call, I'm like, oh, right, their communication skills, their confidence is not there just yet, right? So with the opening side, it actually goes a little bit deeper in the sense that you can, once you solve this, this is literally like the first 10 seconds. Like it's just you saying hi. Afterwards, there's a lot more depth to it. And this is where what we call naturals. Like you probably have a couple buddies that are natural salespeople, and they're just like, they just know everyone, they can just talk to whoever. If you kind of were to explain this, you're like, what? They'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? You got to warm up to talk to people. Like, I just talk to people. And it's because it's a different type of upbringing. Can't really change that, right? You're either brought up and you became an introvert. There's
Probably because they already have all that.
yeah, they probably already have this.
Hey, do you want to get my free ebook, How to Never Be Broke Again? I've given this out completely for free. So DM me the word ebook, one word ebook, and I will send you that for free. You guys are awesome, and thanks so much for the continued support.
Exactly. Or some people are just like, raised very well. They're very articulate. But first one's gonna be social calibration. Next one's gonna be winner effect. And then finally it's energy. Divide that by, there's some form of technique you can use. This we won't get into too much. For the ones at home or on IG there, if you guys want to see how this works in person, we're actually doing this training tonight. That's going to be at the Cube because it's free. I think it's mimetic. So if you're interested, just send me a text or a DM and we can kind of meet there. We'll show you how this runs. But a lot of this stuff we got to adjust on the fly because everyone, again, is different. They have their own different quirks and stuff. But social calibration could be as simple as like, how loud are you? Right? Something that we help a lot of students is just like getting them to speak louder. I have super soft voice naturally from before. By becoming a teacher, it does help to have that louder voice. Not everyone has that type of training. The other part of social calibration is just not being like creepy, right? Big one, like I was helping a client yesterday, and then I was like, oh, like that girl's like looking at you more than once. Like you should go say hi. It's like, hey, some people won't even see that. Like, oh, she wasn't looking at me. It's like, dude, I'm right next to you. Like, still getting it 3 times. Winner effect is that like natural inclination and belief that you're already a winner. And again, that's a big fancy way of saying confidence. But if you
control,
right, yeah,
control would be too much.
yeah, exactly. People are like, oh, this guy's like too cocky, right? But I'd almost rather someone be too cocky than not confident enough. Yeah, exactly. You could always tone it down, right? If you're not confident enough, you might not even be like heard. Like I had a client from before, and he just kept getting rejection after rejection. He's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I keep getting rejected. I'm like, you're not getting rejected, buddy. They can't hear you. Like they legit can't hear you. I'm sitting next to him, and he's just like, hey, just like, can't. Energy is a big one, and this can also be controlled and like manipulated um, into yourself if you're more focused internally, right? What I do with that is I find things that are fun. Like I'm a dancer, so like the moment I get somewhere, like I'll probably just like dance. Even if there's no music, I'll just like dance for fun. It just makes me feel good. Um, Talking about your passions is a big one. Right? I've always run into people like, oh, I don't know what to like talk about. I'm doing these like investor calls or like I'm on a date or something. I just run out of things to talk about. It's like, dude, talk about the things you like.
People
It
don't
sounds
realize
simple,
these are
but
like personal things you know.
oh yeah, totally. We train people how to do like be free associative in thinking. Like all this, this training, like I'm just free associating this. This is very different from how I actually teach. How I actually teach is like it's a set curriculum, very structured. We show you step by step. Plus, we're customizing it for you, and I'm lesson planning before I actually do the session. With these, it's just like cool. Whatever comes to my mind, what I think is going to offer value. You had some questions, so that helps guide it too. But that does help with energy. So now my energy is not in like I have to say things that are valuable for you guys or valuable to you. I already know you showed up. Like you're going to get value out of this, especially because you're asking questions. Now I can focus more on like, hey, how do I make myself feel good? Because that energy is called the law of state transference. Have you ever been around someone that's like they're a little bit bummed out, they're like complaining the whole day? When you hang out with them, you're just like, I can feel that.
I call that like you're matching someone's frequency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're matching someone's frequency. Exactly.
Whatever. I was just like, you know what? I was in the army, so it's you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Right.
I was with people's energy. If somebody's you come into a room, you're all excited and happy, but you see someone sad, your energy drops.
Yeah, totally.
Because of if you actually have some needs to care or whatever for the person, you then tone your energy to theirs, and then you can either talk to them and share, and then you can build energy back up.
Yeah, totally.
So when
Yeah,
two people talk and converse, and they have an interesting conversation, energy goes up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the energy thing is key too. And you can't control other people's energy, but you can control yours to a certain degree, of course. This is usually what naturals understand. Like they don't even really care about like technique, right? Um, the technique part when it comes to raising money is like that's your script. Like the script there is like, step by step, what framework am I actually following? But like how you say things, your energy on the call. Are you like smiling? Are you actually like excited to be with them? Simple things, I guess is more technique, but like thing I was telling you earlier, where it's like, oh, thanks for telling me your objection around not having enough money, or thanks for telling me about your money situation. Like that's a technique, and you might not even need that. I know a lot of successful salespeople that are just like they've never taken any sales training. Like,
So that's the thing, is like that's like signaling, because you might not consciously pick it up, but your subconscious does.
absolutely, yeah. The signaling goes far, right? And I like that kind of stuff just because I'm totally a nerd when it comes to this. I was always a teacher, right? So even small things
I
like
agree with you.
yeah, I agree exactly. Even small things like I'll be teaching a classroom, and then students are sitting, like I'll bend over and I'm like, hey, now I'm at the same level as them, right? Because I'm always wanting to make sure that they're comfortable. They know that I'm on their side versus like I'm just standing there like some authority figure. Like, yeah, there's a place to be authoritative. Knowing how to socially calibrate that is what's going to help as well. So like tonight, I have like a full curriculum for this student there. And one of the things we work on at first is be able to go up and talk with authority, but still have fun and good energy.
Mhm.
Like not just be like commanding, like, hey, you come here. Like you can do that, but make it fun at least. Like have a higher volume. From there, we set them up to like how to free associate. So like I remember in Miami, like we were doing this training and I had to talk to like 15 people and tell them how I was the inventor of tacos. Like that was just the thing that you start off with. And it gets you out of your head. And you're like, what the hell does that have to do with like real estate and raising money? Well, now if you have that what's called $1 million mouthpiece and you can keep talking and also connect with people, you'll go far. Like it's not a question of if you'll get a money partner, it's a question of when you'll get a money partner. It's like the more conversations you have, the more conversions you'll have.
And thank you again, Patrick, for this program. It changed my life. It changed my mindset. It changed everything. That was the best six weeks of my life.
I just want to give a shout out to my man Patrick. Just honestly been one of the best teachers that I've ever had.
It's a very informative course. Patrick works with you one-on-one, so if there's any questions or anything you might be doubting or you're uncertain of, he'll definitely be there to help. Honestly, highly suggest this course. It's taught me a lot through my journey.